I had been in a long-distance relationship with my girlfriend, Olivia, for 7 years. 2 weeks before our anniversary, I ordered a delivery uniform online and disguised myself as a delivery person. To avoid being recognized, I wore a mask and packed some bubble tea. All this was to surprise my long-distance girlfriend, Emily. With excitement, I knocked on her door. To my shock, the person who opened the door wasn't her, but my good friend James. I was completely stunned. For a moment, I thought I was seeing things. He was dressed in loungewear and slippers, frowning.
We didn't order any delivery. Did you get the wrong address?
His voice snapped me back to reality and sent a jolt through my heart. It was indeed my good friend James, and this was indeed my girlfriend's home. With a thud, the bubble tea I had just packed fell to the ground. James was about to say something when a familiar female voice came from inside the house.
James, who is it? Hurry up and come back, I just finished my shower.
This voice had told me countless times that she loved me and wanted to be with me forever. It was my girlfriend of 7 years, Olivia. The overwhelming information was too much for me to process at once.
You must have the wrong address. Go check somewhere else.
James said impatiently, closing the door with a bang. I was left standing there, feeling both ridiculous and pathetic. I had prepared for this day for 2 weeks. I had saved 2 months' salary to buy Olivia a luxury brand handbag. I had also made a reservation at the restaurant she had always wanted to try. Before coming, I had imagined countless times how Olivia would react. But I never expected her to give me such a surprise. I took a few steps back, my tightly clenched fists making a cracking sound. I wanted to rush in and loudly question Olivia, ask her why. 7 years of love, we had been together for 7 years. She had once sworn to love only me and be with me forever. Why did she break her promise? The soft, familiar voice from inside the house was like acid, corroding my heart. The pain was so intense that I could barely stand. Unable to hold back, I punched the wall next to the door. I wasn't someone who liked to solve problems with violence. Olivia liked this about me. She used to say that I was the most gentle and refined man she had ever met. I never lost my temper with her, never yelled at her, always solving problems calmly. So even in this situation, I didn't break down her door or confront James. I went to the restaurant I had reserved. There was beautiful music, a dreamy atmosphere, and expensive food. In other words, it was a paradise for couples.
Would you like to start the meal now?
I said yes, bring everything out. She was the one who had been unfaithful, not me. And such expensive food shouldn't go to waste. I stuffed steak into my mouth and drank wine in large gulps. As I ate, I started to cry. I remembered how I had scrimped and saved for 2 months for this day. Eating instant noodles 3 times a day, and the packet kind at that. And what did I get in return? She was with another man. I finally understood that saying. Long-distance relationships eventually fall apart, ultimately defeated by distance. Olivia and I were no exception. Olivia and I met in college. We were in the same year but different majors. I still remember the first day of school. She was wearing a thick down jacket, her hair in a bun, holding a flyer like a little potato, and giving me a sweet smile.
Hey, are you interested in singing? We're from the music club. Join now and you can be the vice president.
Her big eyes stared at me, and I felt something sprout and grow rapidly in my stomach, touching my heart, making it itch and tingle. I nodded and agreed.
Yay, finally a new member. You have no idea how long I've been trying to recruit someone. From today, you're officially my vice president.
That's when I realized that the so-called music club consisted of just... Later, she and I made a daily routine of meeting at the tea shop to study music scores together. We even pooled our money to buy a guitar and performed on the streets. She sang while I played the guitar.
This is the craziest thing we've ever done.
Before that, I was just a homebody who loved playing video games. It was Olivia who showed me that life wasn't just about staying at home, there were many small joys to be found.
You see, life outside is so vibrant.
Our relationship quickly deepened, and one day, she confessed her feelings to me.
I think I have feelings for you.
We started dating, eating meals together, attending classes together, and going on dates during the weekends. After graduation, we agreed to work in the same city. We rented a small apartment and began living the life we had fantasized about countless times during our school days.
Even though our salaries are low, we'll make it work, right?
Although life was tough, we firmly believed that as long as two people in love were together, happiness could be found even in the mundane. We stayed together for 4 years. Due to my company's expansion, I had to work in another city.
Don't worry, we'll make it through this. Let's promise to get married after 3 years of long distance.
Today, I was planning to propose to her. I had already bought the ring. I took out the small box from my pocket. As I opened it and looked at the sparkling diamond ring, I felt like a fool for the first time. Just then, my phone chimed with a message. It was from Olivia.
Happy 7th anniversary, baby. I bought you a gift and sent it to your home.
If I hadn't just seen James at her place with my own eyes, I would have thought she was so thoughtful. Wiping away my tears, I typed a message asking what she was doing.
Eating noodles at home by myself. I wanted to come see you, but you know how busy I've been with work lately.
Busy indeed, busy enough to be with my buddy. Olivia, how could you be so deceitful? Suppressing my anger, I replied, why not eat something better? James is a great cook, you could ask him to make something for you. James was my college roommate. We became good friends because, during a winter break in college, I had an accident.
Don't worry, I'll take care of your meals. I have nothing else to do at home anyway.
I was deeply touched at the time. It's not easy to find someone so genuine when you're studying far from home. Our bond grew stronger after that. He knew I was dating Olivia and even joked about being our best man at the wedding.
What are you talking about? I wouldn't get too close to other guys when you're not around.
Still lying, still unwilling to tell me the truth. How long would she have kept deceiving me if I hadn't caught them today? I didn't reply to her. Instead, I checked James' social media. He often posted updates, showing off his relationship. His latest post was from just a moment ago, a picture of a candlelit dinner. The caption read, "Happy 3rd anniversary, baby." Many classmates commented, saying how happy he looked and asking when they would get married.
Thanks for the blessings, we'll let everyone know as soon as we get married.
Scrolling further down, I saw more of his daily updates.
Went to the movies with baby today, so happy. Baby's cooking is so delicious, I finished it all.
Now, James posted numerous moments of his daily life with Olivia. Their happiness mirrored the days Olivia and I shared after graduation. Dates, trips, the mundane routines of life. Olivia experienced all of it with him. She even called him baby, a term of endearment I thought was reserved just for me. Tears streamed down my face, splashing onto my phone screen. The most ironic part? They had been seeing each other behind my back for 3 years. Our anniversary was also their anniversary. In the restaurant, a romantic movie played on the big screen. The heroine kissed the hero on the cheek.
My love for you is unwavering.
Unwavering. It felt like a mockery of my own love. My love had been tainted for 3 years, and I had no idea. I felt suffocated, overwhelmed. I drank heavily and somehow ended up calling Olivia.
Olivia, what's wrong? Do you miss me?
Baby, what's wrong? Do you miss me?
On any other day, her voice would have dispelled my exhaustion after work. Now, it felt like a dagger to my heart.
Nothing, just a bit.
Baby, I have something to do. I'll call you back later.
The call ended abruptly. I didn't finish my dinner that night, but I did finish the alcohol. And I completely gave up on Olivia. The next morning, I returned to my city. There was a small package at my door. I opened it inside and found a familiar razor. It was a well-known, expensive brand. Coincidentally, James had the same razor. He had even posted about it on social media. The picture showed 2 razors of that brand.
Thanks for the gift, baby. But this razor came with a free one. Who should I give the extra to?
I had joked at the time, asking him to give me one, and he had said no problem. I smashed the razor to pieces. Looking at the shattered razor on the floor, I felt it wasn't enough. I stomped on it until it was completely destroyed. The gift for our 7-year anniversary was the freebie from a buy one get one deal. To Olivia, was I just the freebie boyfriend? I couldn't suppress my emotions any longer and sent Olivia a message to break up. Then I blocked her. I never thought someone who was once so close to me could make me feel such disgust. Olivia's call suddenly came through. The word wife flashing on the screen felt so ironic. I answered the call.
Michael, what's wrong? Why did you suddenly say you want to break up?
Olivia, do you know? Yesterday, I pretended to be a delivery guy to surprise you. I wanted to propose to you. But you gave me a big surprise instead.
You came yesterday?
Her reaction was as expected. I let out a bitter laugh.
Did you enjoy spending time with my friend last night?
It's not like that. I twisted my ankle yesterday, so.
Enough, no need to say more. I heard everything at the door, and James' social media post told me the rest. Olivia, we're completely over.
We had watched many movies together, where the protagonists couldn't be together for various reasons. We swore we would be the unique couple that made it. We would get married, we would make it to the end.
Michael, calm down. It's really not like that. Let me explain.
Even now, she was still trying to lie. I didn't want to hear any more and hung up the phone. The room fell into complete silence, though the phone kept ringing. I blocked her number. I also blocked James. After doing all this, I collapsed onto the floor. The helplessness and anger inside me erupted like a flood. 7 years of love couldn't withstand her loneliness. I thought this was a clean break, but I never expected Olivia to come to me. And she brought with her a huge surprise. When Michael came home from work, Olivia was wearing an apron and setting dishes on the table. It was only then that he remembered he had given her the password before and hadn't had a chance to change it.
Michael, you're back. Look, I made so many of your favorite dishes.
Michael couldn't understand how she had the nerve to come to him after what she did. He didn't show her any mercy and pushed her away.
What are you doing here?
Her eyes instantly turned red.
Michael, it's not what you think. I came today to explain.
Explain? That day, I twisted my ankle, so I asked James to come over and give me a massage.
A massage that required taking a shower? Did she think he was a fool?
Oh, so you're saying you both were lying on the bed without clothes, but you didn't do anything, just a massage, right? And do you remember what you said? You said that even if I wasn't around, you wouldn't get too close to another man. When I called you, you were having fun with him on the bed, weren't you?
Olivia's tears fell like broken pearls, her voice choked with sobs.
It's not like that. Nothing happened between us. He was really just giving me a massage.
Sensing the weakness in her own words, she tried to grab Michael's hand. He dodged in time, letting her hand fall empty. Her crying stopped abruptly, her eyes filled with surprise, as if she hadn't expected him to avoid her.
Just leave. I'll make way for you and James. From now on, he's no longer my friend, and you're no longer my girlfriend.
With that, Michael walked into the room without looking back. Leaning against the door, he listened to the sobs coming from outside. They had shared so many intimate moments, bared their souls countless times. He used to love her so much, wanting to give her the best of everything in the world. And now, it had come to this. The feeling was suffocating. The next morning, the table was cleared, and Olivia was gone. Michael thought she had left, so he changed the door lock password and went to work. At the office, he applied to his boss for an immediate transfer to the head office. He had worked hard in this city for 3 years, putting in several times the effort of his peers. Even after everyone else had left, he stayed behind to work overtime. All to earn more money, get promoted, and provide Olivia with a secure future. His boss had noticed his efforts and had once hinted that he wanted Michael to take a vice president position at the head office. But the head office was even farther from where Olivia lived, so he hadn't agreed at the time. Plans couldn't keep up with changes. Olivia's actions showed him that his sincere efforts were worthless. After submitting his transfer application, his boss quickly approved it and told him to pick a day to report to the head office. When Michael got home that evening, Olivia was actually sleeping at his doorstep. He patiently went over to wake her up.
Why haven't you left yet?
Upon waking, she hurriedly grabbed his pant leg, looking pitifully at him.
Michael, I went to buy you breakfast this morning. Why did you change the password?
She took out 2 dry buns and a cup of cold soy milk from her bag. Just like their love, it had gone bad. Michael opened the door and pulled her inside.
What's the point of doing this now? If you hadn't been unfaithful, we might be discussing marriage right now.
She kept shaking her head.
I really didn't do anything to betray you. You misunderstood me. You must be hungry. Let me cook for you.
With that, she went to the kitchen to cook. Michael didn't stop her. He thought to himself, let this meal be their farewell dinner. After tonight, he would leave this place. I sat on the sofa, watching Olivia's busy figure in the kitchen. Inevitably, my mind drifted to the times when she used to come looking for me.
I knew she was coming, and I couldn't focus at work, eagerly waiting to get off. Her arrival was like a sweet respite in my monotonous routine. I would buy all her favorite foods. She would prepare a table full of delicious dishes, waiting for me to come home. Back then, I wished we could stay like that forever. I wished time could freeze at that moment.
But reality is cruel. Everything before felt like a dream. And now, the dream has ended. She brought out the cooked dishes and placed them on the table, then started to retch. Panic filled her eyes as she hurried to the bathroom. My heart skipped a beat, and a bold guess arose in my mind. Thinking about it made my heart feel like it was being tightly squeezed. When she came out, her face was pale.
Michael, let's eat. I must have eaten something bad, so I'm feeling a bit unwell.
But her evasive eyes told me it wasn't that simple.
Are you expecting?
Her whole body stiffened at my words, then she quickly shook her head in denial. But her reaction told me everything.
Is it James's?
She hurriedly hugged me.
Of course not. If I were expecting, it would definitely be yours.
I looked at her silently. How long had it been since we were intimate? Could this child have appeared out of nowhere, betraying me with my friend and expecting me to accept it?
Olivia, you make me feel sick.
In the empty room, my voice echoed loudly. With a thud, she knelt in front of me, her face covered in tears.
I'm sorry, Michael. He forced me, it wasn't voluntary. Please don't despise me. I'll let go of this child immediately. I only love you. Without you, I can't go on.
I laughed mockingly, finally understanding the feeling of discovering that someone you love deeply had turned into a mess.
Olivia, I hope we never see each other again. Your actions make me regret ever being with you.
By the time I boarded the plane, it was already midnight. My clothes were stained with dried tear marks. They were all Olivia's. She had knelt, hugging me, her voice hoarse from crying, begging me not to leave. But I couldn't accept a tainted relationship. Looking at the night view outside the window, everything seemed normal, but only I knew that everything had changed. Not long ago, Olivia and I were still discussing how to decorate our future home and what kind of wedding to have. After getting off the plane, I moved my luggage to the apartment provided by my company. The salary and benefits here were better, and they covered food and accommodation. Everything was improving, except the person I had promised to spend my life with was gone. On my first day at work, a young girl greeted me. She looked like she had just graduated from college, her professional attire not quite matching her youthful face.
Hi, I'm Sophia, the executive director here. This position was originally my father's, but he fell ill, so I took over.
I was surprised to find that the head of the headquarters was such a young woman. She seemed to notice my surprise and smiled.
I just graduated with a PhD. Although highly educated, I lack your experience and would love your guidance.
You're too modest. I'm just a deputy transferred from a branch.
In my opinion, skills are what matter most. A title doesn't define a person.
Her words lifted my spirits. I assured her I would give my all. In the days that followed, Sophia and I worked well together, creating plans and visiting markets. Sometimes we were so busy we forgot to eat. Sophia would buy street food for us to share. It reminded me of my college days when Olivia and I also enjoyed street food.
I'm sorry, do you not like this food?
I like it very much. It just reminded me of some things, making me reflect on how much things have changed.
After finishing work and returning home that night, I poured myself a drink. I didn't know when I started to enjoy drinking, perhaps because it allowed. I've been here for half a month now. Sophia takes me to work every day and buys me meals, but I haven't had the chance to thank her yet. The next day was a holiday, so I bought some gifts and went to her place. Sophia's home is in a very ordinary neighborhood. To be honest, I was a bit surprised. I thought someone as wealthy as her would live in a luxurious place.
Come in, I just finished cooking.
As soon as I stepped in, I smelled the aroma of sweet and sour ribs. For a moment, I felt a bit dazed. This is my favorite dish. Every time I went home for the new year, my mom would make this for me. Now, far from home, I felt a sense of warmth in Sophia's house.
So, there's a small company that wants to collaborate with us. The manager's name is James. Do you know him?
Hearing this name, I froze for a few seconds. Seeing my reaction, she looked puzzled.
Yes, I know him. He got involved with my girlfriend.
What's wrong? Do you know this person?
At this point, I didn't want to hide anything. Sophia choked on her water when she heard this. I quickly handed her a few napkins and slowly recounted that unpleasant past. After listening, she seemed thoughtful.
If what you say is true, then James's character is questionable.
Let's reconsider the collaboration.
How about I give you his contact info and let you reject him yourself? Consider it an employee benefit.
I smiled and nodded. After fiddling with her phone for a while, I received a notification that James had added me on my work WeChat. He quickly sent me a message.
Hello, Mr. Michael. I'm James, recommended by Ms. Sophia. When would be a convenient time for us to meet and discuss the project?
Sorry, James. For the sake of our company's image, we are currently not considering collaborating with companies whose employees have questionable character.
For some reason, after sending this, I felt a sense of satisfaction. Ever since Olivia got involved with him, I hadn't confronted him out of old feelings, I just blocked him. The next second, his voice call came through.
Mr. Michael, is there some misunderstanding between us? I don't understand what you meant by that message.
Getting involved with a friend's girlfriend, isn't that a character issue?
Me? Michael? When did you become the vice president?
Why not? You could betray a good friend for 3 years, so what's so surprising about me becoming a vice president?
No, that's not what I meant. Michael, we used to be so close. I know you wouldn't take personal revenge, right?
Then you misjudged me. I'm not that upright. Besides, this isn't personal revenge. Your company didn't pass our assessment. Refusing your collaboration is reasonable.
I thought we were friends.
Yes, but you shouldn't be the one to say that, considering you got involved with my girlfriend. Don't think about posting today's conversation online to criticize me. After all, what you did wasn't honorable either. At most, I'm just taking a bit of personal revenge and mocking you. But you were a secret lover for 3 years.
He seemed furious because I heard the sound of something breaking on his end.
James, you brought this on yourself.
With that, he abruptly hung up. I finally felt a sense of relief. I had looked into James's company. It was full of loopholes and on the brink of bankruptcy, desperately needing this collaboration. I guess this is what they call karma. Everything has its cause and effect. It's not that I'm being harsh, he brought this on himself. Who told him to act so despicably? Not long after Sophia left, my phone suddenly rang. It was the security guard downstairs. He said someone was looking for me. I hadn't met many people here, so who could it be? Curious, I went downstairs. On the sofa, a familiar figure was sitting there. I couldn't believe Olivia had found this place and even my company. Seeing me, her face lit up with joy.
Michael, I finally found you.
What do you want? I have things to do. If you have something to say, make it quick.
Her smile froze on her face, and her eyes quickly filled with tears. Her voice was very soft.
I ended the pregnancy. Can we reconcile?
As she spoke, her tears fell to the ground.
Olivia, aren't you tired of this? Didn't you get involved with James? What happened? Did he leave you and now you're coming back to me?
My voice was loud enough to draw the attention of some people in the hall.
Everyone makes mistakes. I was just so lonely because you weren't there. He happened to come by, and I made a mistake. To be fair, haven't you made mistakes too? And now, I truly realize my mistake. Michael, my health is very fragile after the procedure. Can you please stop hurting me?
I laughed at her shameless words. How could someone who had been unfaithful speak so righteously? I pried her fingers off my clothes one by one.
Olivia, can you stay out of my life? Both your presence and your words make me feel physically ill.
She seemed hurt by my words, her face turning pale.
Michael, I really can't live without you.
I didn't listen to her any further and walked away without hesitation. She continued to kneel on the ground, trying to grab me. I turned back and said coldly,
Did you think about not being able to live without me during those 3 years with him? Don't follow me and degrade yourself.
She froze completely, even forgetting to cry. I quickly entered the elevator. After our breakup, I no longer had to scrimp and save for her, and my life became relaxed and free. Olivia indeed stopped bothering me and probably left the city. I gradually removed her from my heart. Sophia and I worked well together, and perhaps freed from the burdens of the past, our work went smoothly. My income increased several times over. On the day of the summary meeting, Sophia and I treated the entire company to a meal. I was in a good mood and drank a lot. A male subordinate came over to toast us.
Mr. Jiang, Ms. Lin, I want to toast you both. You two are so young and promising. I wonder if we'll get to attend your wedding, haha.
His joke left both Sophia and me stunned. I coughed.
Don't talk nonsense.
I'm serious. We all think you two are great together.
Then he went back to eating. Sophia was eating with her head down, and I couldn't see her expression. I smiled and changed the subject. After the meal, I was ready to call a cab since I had been drinking. Sophia called out to me.
Michael.
I turned to look at her. She was staring at me intently, her eyes gentle. She walked towards me step by step, and when she got close, she spoke in a voice only the two of us could hear.
I thought a lot during dinner. I still want to tell you that I like you. Can you consider me?
Hearing this, I felt my ears burning. I met her expectant gaze. After a moment, I smiled and nodded. She hugged me excitedly.
I thought you wouldn't agree. You scared me.
What if I hadn't agreed?
Then I would have kept trying until you fell for me.
I patted her back, feeling a bit guilty.
Sorry for making you confess first.
She looked up at me, her eyes sparkling under the streetlight.
It doesn't matter, as long as the ending is good.
Things naturally progressed from there. After a few years of dating, we met each other's parents and had a wedding. I heard about Olivia again through the news. She had harmed James. According to the media, James had lived with her for a long time and taken many private photos of her. He used those photos to extort money from her. After the procedure, she had little money left. James harassed her daily, sending people to insult her with vile words. Unable to bear the public shaming, she lashed out and harmed him, leading to her own arrest. During my honeymoon with Sophia, I received an email. It was from Olivia. Michael, by the time you read this email, I will have turned myself in. I still want to say sorry. I didn't stay true to myself. I thought if I hid it well enough, we could go back to how things were. I'm sorry. I hope you have a happy life. After reading it, I deleted the email without any expression. If only she had known this would happen, she wouldn't have done what she did.